Cloud.
Yep.
Well, hello everyone. This is E.G. Sebastian, and welcome all to the How to Enroll Live Coaching Clients with short, free online courses. And my guest is Robert Matskin from MyQuest. He is the co-founder, and what's MyQuest? You will find out a little later. And we're ready for the slides. Robert, do you want to introduce yourself? Just a few words before we get started.
Yeah, sure. Why don't we both introduce ourselves? That's always a good idea. So I'm Rob Matskin. As E.G. said, I'm one of the co-founders here at MyQuest. And at MyQuest, we've been helping people build online coaching platforms for the last 4.5 years. And we'll get into it a little bit more, but we focus on really making sure our clients can succeed. A little bit about me. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been in business going on 15 years now. MyQuest is my 8th startup. My last one I successfully exited about 4 years ago, and it was a very nice exit in New York City. We were actually in the alcohol delivery space, but we pioneered some new things there that was very fun and interesting to do. But these days, in addition to running MyQuest, I also am a coach. I focus on really performance coaching for life coaches to really help them scale their 6-figure businesses, to help them push to get to 7 figures. So really going from individual businesses to actually an actual business itself with multiple employees, so you could start focusing on managing instead of selling your time. But anyway, that's just a little bit about me, what I focus on. And I'm really just a very mission-driven person. My mission and what fulfills me is making a positive impact in other people's lives. So at MyQuest, I get to do that, and as a coach, I also get to do that as well. That's a little bit about me.
Super cool, super good. And many of you know me, but if you meet me for the first time, I'm the founder and the owner of the Coaches Support Group. Many of you are members in there, and I've been coaching since 2003, authored and co-authored a couple of books, 2 of them bestsellers. And coaching is a big passion of mine, and I do enroll lots of my clients through free courses. Some of them are what you will see today, and some of them in the past were just a simple autoresponder-based course, but those have a lower results than what we will talk about today. So with that said, let's hop into it.
Perfect.
And as we go, if you have any questions, please post them. I think we have a chat and we have a Q&A.
Yep,
Rob, do you know which one is a better place to post the questions?
Yeah, just post it into the chat. I think that will be best for sure.
Cool.
All right.
All right, so today we'll cover the most effective strategies to enroll new coaching clients almost effortlessly. We will talk about how to ensure you don't fall into the trap of typical digital courses or online courses. We will talk about the 7 steps to creating an effective and engaging online course. And many of you went through my 9 steps to creating an online course, and Rob will show you from a different angle on how to create your online course. And as I went through the slides, I'm like, whoa, this is really cool. So I got inspired for a couple of points in there too. And then, of course, at the end, we'll have a Q&A session. If you have any questions, you can type them as we go, but also at the end, we'll have a more free discussion. And as a bonus, anybody who sticks until the end, well, 1, you will get to learn a lot, and then another bonus will be that you will receive some free resources that we will email you on how to build your course in a matter of hours.
Awesome. Great, guys. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So E.G., you want to tell us a little bit why it's so important to actually have an online course?
Well, there are about 6,000 reasons, but we narrowed it down here to a couple of them. It is an excellent way to increase exposure. As you know, people do business with people they know, like, and trust, and having a free online course is actually the best way to accomplish this, right? You can automate it. You can have a landing page, or you can have it on your home page. People sign up for it because it's free and because it talks directly to your ideal client's needs, pains, challenges, burning desires. And day out and day in, people just sign up for your course, so you become known, liked, and trusted by those who you want to be hired by. There are also no incremental cost. You can sell your knowledge for money in no time, right? Because this is all automated, and you don't have to put time into enroll all of these new individuals in your courses and then transition them into life coaching clients, paying clients. It's start causing change of perspective. Now, Rob will tell us what that means because I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, starting the educational journey, right? I'm sure a lot of us are life coaches or business coaches. And really, I think one of the most effective things in digital training is when we're not coaching, we actually have an opportunity to start educating and start giving people knowledge, to start changing that direction, that perspective of where they're at very quickly. I think that's a huge performance enhancing. And just even allow them to go deep with that same line of thought, even going deeper with your training. A lot of times we'll see coaches, who are doing one-on-one coaching, but there's so much when we're just tackling problems or challenges in a coaching environment that we don't necessarily get to see we see consistent growth, obviously, but to consistently increase our participants, our students' knowledge over time is another great reason. And a free learning program, it's the best way to kind of build your list, right?
It is the number one way, I believe. Yes, absolutely. And that's a great point, what you just said about the deepening the training. And in coaching, we don't really train, we coach. But through a MyQuest time program, you can assign steps in between sessions, and you can do it through your quest, through MyQuest, and you will see later how really powerful strategies.
Yeah, great. All right, so now we want to go over five ways to enroll your coaching clients with a short free online course.
And I will share with you right now only two for starters, and later as we go, I will share with you more. I don't want to overwhelm. I don't want to dump all of them on you at the same at one time. So with free online coaching, free online courses, you can enroll as they enroll in your course. Throughout the course, you offer them complimentary sessions. That's the simplest, right? So that's the number one way to get paying clients through your free online course. Very simple. The key is not to overdo it, but you when you get to a point where, let's say you say, but it is crucial that you apply the right nutrition. Click here to apply for a complimentary session so I can help you create a nutritional plan, right? Because in your free session, in your free course, you will give some basic, we will tell you about it to keep it short and keep it to the point, but you will give some basic, simple steps, and then for them to fully implement it, they need to hire you. Okay, so this is the number one way. And then the second one is skip the complimentary session. Lots of coaches don't do complimentary sessions. We invite people to hire us. Now that can be risky, because if you get hired by somebody a little naughty or difficult, that's not always good. But some coaches don't care about that. They just want to get hired. Now to get around that, what I do is I offer three sessions at a low cost, or you can do 1 month, like a 75 or 80% reduced cost. Now, once they experience the coaching with you, now they will want to continue with you. Like 9 out of 10 will. But also, if you don't like them, at the end of those sessions, you say that, sorry, but, and you come up with a reason, or not come up, but, give them your reason why you don't want to continue. So if the course is built well, then you don't even need complimentary sessions. You can go straight into this strategy. And I will share some more with you later.
Awesome. So one of the biggest things when it comes to building an online course that I want to talk about before we even dive in and give you 7 tips for how to build an online course is we really want to make sure everything we do is really effective. I think until today, effective learning isn't really a given, right? On average, completion rates are about 5%, right? Only 4% of learners will engage with content. Learners retain about 5% of the knowledge, right? So now knowing all that, you got to go, why am I doing this? Well, there's obviously marketing benefits and things like that. But if we really want to move the needle and we want to be integral to what we're doing and not just waste people's times, we really need to make sure the learning is effective. Luckily, I'm going to tell you how to do that, obviously. But that's really a big pitfall of actually building an online course, right? So overcoming the challenges of online learning with action-based learning strategies. So everything that we do here at MyQuest is about action-based learning. So I want to share with you some of those strategies and techniques that you don't necessarily have to use our technology to do it. It's built into ours, but you can do it with any online course, right? So what is action-based learning? It focuses on knowledge applications. It means that people learn by doing, right? It puts a strong emphasis on feedback, coaching, and peer mentoring, right? So it's really making sure people are going out and doing things, and I'll go into more depth in that in a second, right? So what are the results? Action-based learning is we get 18 times higher engagement rates. What's an engagement rate? Liking, posting, commenting, interacting with the actual learning itself, right? Just like we're doing here, right now I'm a talking head, but we want to interact with you. We want your feedback. We want your questions. We're looking at the chat. We want to interact with you to make sure that you guys are learning and succeeding. Just like when you're having a one-on-one coaching conversation, there's that interaction, that's the engagement. It's so important to really move the needle. So we really focus on that, and we've done a really orders of magnitude difference job in doing that, and that's the action-based learning results there. 4 times higher completion rates, right? So by doing it this way, we're going to move the needle. We're going to make sure 4 times the amount of learners are completing.
The thing is that people sign up for these courses free or paid.
And they don't finish.
It blows my mind that sometimes they pay like close to $1,000 and they never even complete it. They do the first, second module and never complete it. Ever since I switched to MyQuest, the completion rate went up. To me, that 4x it seems really low.
Oh, yeah, but it's actually around 10x.
I would say, yeah.
About 2 to 4% of learners will complete a course. With MyQuest, it's about 30 to 40% when you put in that action-based learning stuff. So also, learners are actually remembering what they're going out and doing, right? They're remembering what the course is all about, remembering what the knowledge they retain. And action-based learning also focuses on changing behaviors, which is I think a pillar of coaching as well. So long-lasting behavioral change is also built into action-based learning, right? So what are the 7 steps for creating an action-based online course that creates an impact? One is, and this is one of EG's things for sure. I'm just looking at the chat real quick. MyQuest isn't necessarily an LMS. We are an informational delivery system, but we really look at ourselves as an action-based learning platform. We're still a platform to deliver online learning, but it's delivering online learning successfully. But if you need to put us in a bucket and a framework, sure, you could call us that. But this is a broader stroke. So doesn't necessarily just apply to MyQuest. These are the tools that we use to be successful. But if you guys already have existing online course or choose to do this somewhere else, I want to give you the knowledge of what the key pillars are to really get these different stats that we're seeing. And this just new paradigm of going out and teaching in the digital world, right? So the first thing is, choosing a topic. And choosing a topic like we were talking to Sharon earlier, finding your niche, choosing the right topic, choosing the right sub-niche, it's going to attract attention. It's going to make that difference to bring those eyeballs in and deliver the value. So it's a nice segue into your coaching niche, right? Gathering the content, when we'll go over that in more, we're going to go over all these in more depth, right? Outlining your course, turning lessons into actions, adding the feedback, adding the interactivity, creating triggers. I'll go over what that means in a little bit, and finding and identifying the problem, right? Or finding a platform, excuse me.
And yeah, most of these can be implemented with some WordPress plugin learning solutions and some other services that are out there. So if you already have one that you're happy with, then stick with it. And some of you don't have one, or some of you are unhappy with the platform you have, we will introduce you to the MyQuest platform later on. But yeah, these are applicable to many other, or most of these, not all of them, because you will see that MyQuest stands out with a couple of features.
Yep. Great. Now I just gotta, so choosing a course topic, right? Choosing a course, but it must be something that you're, an expert about. You want it to be in something that's your niche in. The more connected to the topic, the more engaging, the more impactful the course will be, right? So the more authentic it is. So even Sharon, since I know the most about you, doing career coaching for military personnel transitioning into civilian life, right? Finding a course that's really connected and authentic and overcoming a challenge that they may be facing and identifying that could be really powerful, right? Create a list of like your top 10, what you think would be the best, and pick the one that you think will be most impactful, not only from an education perspective, but from that call to action perspective. And make sure, the topic you choose really is going to be connected to a goal that you really want to move people towards, right?
Rob, let me jump in for a second. So many of us coaches are amazing, wonderful people. And I hope that most of you are way smarter than me. When I started, my passion lay on helping people who were down on their luck. Back in the early 90s, I used to be homeless. And I said that if one day I'll make it, I will help people who want to become successful, from down there. People who struggle, right? But if you're trying to coach people who struggle, it's in the name, struggle. They cannot pay you. So I wasted way too many months, almost a year, trying to go after that niche. But it just didn't add up in my mind. And then later I had clients. One client, he wanted to coach homeless people. How can they pay you? I mean, that was even worse niche than me. Again, we are wonderful people, but sometimes we pick really silly niches. So make sure that you pick a topic that is monetizable, not just, passionate about. And then you can do if your passion is about helping people who struggle, you can do that on the side as a pro bono or just charge a nominal fee.
No, that's an awesome point. So I'm just writing a note to Cheryl real quick.
Yeah, and that's crucial. I always have to mention that because in the 16 years that I've been doing this, I had way too many clients who came to me with niches that were either extremely difficult to monetize, or they, it was like trying to sell ice to Eskimos. So make sure that you pick something that can be monetized.
It's a really great point. And
I don't know if we will touch upon that, so I'll just say really quickly that also make sure that you create a product for people who you can easily find.
Absolutely. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
So, right, gathering your content, right? What is your content going to be about, right? Now that you've come up with the course and the topic, it's time to go through the content that's related to a course topic, right? Create a folder that includes all your content you want to include in the course. Leave out anything that doesn't directly relate to achieving the goal of the course. This folder can include anything from presentations to documents to videos. Anything that you've created around that content is a great place to start. So you have everything in one place. So when you start getting momentum, you don't have to go to Mr. Google and kill a half hour finding the resources that you need. That you have everything in one place as you kind of go into the next step, which is outlining your course, right? So I look at outlining as your course as it reminds me a lot of just writing term papers in college. You got to structure the content and create an outline for the course. You could do it in Excel, you could do it in Google Sheets, create a tab. The columns include the different rows for each module. So you want lesson one, you want to include the module, which is know your content and define your strategy, right? So you want to include all this for each specific lesson, and really make sure you kind of have each one in an organized manner, right? The modules need to represent the subtopics of your main topic. The lessons you need to be bite-sized chunks of content information that will help learners accomplish their goal of the module. Break the modules down into pieces that are small as possible so learners can get a sense of accomplishment through the course, right? So really what we're trying to achieve here is not only outline the course, but really one of the best ways to this goes a little deeper than just this, but should also just mention it, micro-learning, bite-sized chunks of content is always a more effective way of delivering knowledge, especially knowledge that's going to engage more and retain people's attention or retain knowledge longer because they're just focusing on one point, not 10.
I want to like clap my hand or like bang some pens together to wake people up. Repeat this one more time, please, because this is the most important part of the whole webinar.
Yeah, no, really making sure
chunk bite information.
Yeah, but those bite-sized chunks, it's really, really key. It's really that long-term retention of knowledge. So
because we tend to want to dump everything in this course, everything that we know, and we do research and we just keep putting and we never finish the course. So focus on small pieces of information that your reader or your student can take and implement today. Don't try to give them a whole novel.
Yeah, and again, an outline is an outline. Right? Really just getting all your thoughts on paper without going in too much depth so you could see the 20,000-foot overview of how the course is going to be and kind of walk yourself through the flow and getting that flow right. So I think we're back to you, E.G.
Okay, so let's have two more. So let's see. So free courses, of course, they help you increase the trust, trust and credibility factor. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. Okay, yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't care if people like me, but through the online courses, they get to know me and trust me. Whether they like me, that's not so important. Now, they also like me, that's a bonus. But with this, I can invite them to a live webinar. And for me, it's easier to fill a webinar with attendees. But if you're at the beginning, maybe you want to do an automated webinar. And most platforms allow automated webinars these days, or they call them on-demand webinars. And you don't have to lie. You don't have to pretend it's live. You can say that this is a recording or whatever. You can say something to let them know it's a recording. But if it's, let's say, my wife is distant, and we have lots of fights, and you have a webinar now on how to eliminate conflict and bring back passion into my relationship. I don't care if it's live. I want to fix my relationship. I want that love back. I want less conflict. So I will sign up for it. And then within that webinar, now you are further increasing that know, like, and trust factor. And now you invite me for coaching. I'm more likely to hire you once this happens. So you keep taking them to steps towards getting hired. And then the fourth one is you transition them into a group coaching. Now you think one client is great, and it's great. Maybe you're charging $550 or $750 for one client. But if you do group coaching and you charge $250 per client, isn't that easier to sell? And if you have 10 people in that group coaching, that's $2,500, and you're putting the same amount of time into it. So yeah, transition people from your free course into a group coaching program, or even an online group coaching. No, that's my fifth one.
Awesome. So
I asked the
there we
jury
go.
to disregard my last comment.
We'll go over it. Well, you'll talk about it more in more depth, right? So turning the lessons, going from the outline and turning the lessons into actions now, right? Now that your table is ready, the next steps, turn the lessons into actions, right? So what does that really mean? For each lesson, think about an action a learner can complete in order to implement the information, right? So an example of this would be if the lesson is about identifying clients' needs, then ask them to create a list of possible needs. If the lesson's about sales strategies, ask the learner to schedule a call to apply one of the strategies during the call. Update these in your table. But, another example would be the example that I always like, right? If we're doing sales training, right? And in sales, there's a few key points that I always like to enforce, right? One is making eye contact. Two is smiling, right? Just a smile can transition your voice and how you hear, right? But I could tell you smiling is important all day. But now if I tell you to go smile and then go smile to 5 different people and see how they interact, right? Going out and smiling in the real world. Now those smiles could be on a phone call. They could be in a face-to-face conversation, but I want you going and doing that action because you'll actually see the actual results that are transpiring. Right. So the next big thing is feedback, right? So I'll go right into keep going into the smiling conversation. I'll get to the slide. If I told you to just go smile, right? The next thing is I want to make sure I'm getting that feedback and capturing that information of what happened and how it transitioned the conversation, right? Like the difference of me when I'm smiling or giggling versus the difference when I'm really stone and gruff, I could, by smiling, I can transition somebody's behavior. So I want to hear what happened for you. And I think that's getting that feedback is really important, right? So going back in, like the action-based learning platform, really, you really got to find the opportunities for those that action feedback loop to really see a lot of the power and it'll really make a huge difference, right? So another example is if learners schedule that sales call and apply one of these sales strategies you taught, ask them to record the call so you could give them feedback, right? So this is actually a great example for what we're talking, even better example for what EG was talking about earlier, is it's a great hook. Hey, you went and took this action, right? Now let me see how you did on this action, and we're going to evaluate you, and it's built into the material. So you want a free coaching call with me to evaluate you, but you don't even realize it. So you're getting them on the call, you're giving them coaching, you're giving yourself and them an opportunity to see value and like you, know you, and trust you, and organically get on the call with you that you didn't have to sell them anything. They really want your feedback now because they learned something, right? EG, anything to add to that, or you're...
And actually, we have on the call a couple of people who went through one of my recent courses. Vatsala is here, and Vatsala, I love you too. But they experienced that as they went through the steps, it was a 9 steps program. Every day they were getting feedback on anything that they had assignments. Then they posted the actions that they took, and then they were getting feedback from me. So some of them already experienced exactly what you are talking about.
Awesome. Perfect. Right. And, I think we covered it, right? So moving on to the next one, triggers, right? I think this is one that I think you could easily create an action with any online learning platform with whoever pigeonholed me until LMS earlier. With any LMS, you could create that. You could even maybe create feedback from really any platform triggering. I don't know anybody who's really doing this. So what we do at MyQuest is we actually use our apps, right? Everybody gets an app and has access to an app. 70% of our users are on mobile web. And what we'll do is we'll actually trigger people using push notifications, using rule systems to remind them to do things, right? So we do 2 things. We bring people we create a habit for people. Right. So now smiling's super important to do every day. Every day you need to smile at every conversation. Every day you need to make sure you're smiling at 5 conversations, whatever it is for that coach. And now all of a sudden, you get to work at 9 a.m. We're going to send you a push notification at 8:55. Hey, make sure you smile every day. Give you a reminder. If you didn't click the button and acknowledge that you smiled in 5 conversations today. By 9 p.m., we're going to give you a reminder what happened, what came up. Was there a problem that you weren't able to do your habit today? Right? Were you just grumpy? I don't know. So that's the power of kind of habit, and that's kind of the power of the system of MyQuest. Now, you can certainly still do triggers, and you can certainly just still do triggers by hand. It's just a little bit more work, right? So what is it? Go ahead, AG.
One cool trigger that MyQuest also has, and I think this is what can increase course completion by like 56,000%, is that if somebody signs up for your course, even for the free course, and let's say they take module 1, they take module 2, but then they don't take module 3 for like 2-3 weeks. You can set it up that it sends out automatically a video to them, and it says, hey, how is it going? Congratulations for completing module 1 and 2, but I noticed that you didn't complete module 3. And they think, oh my Lord, the coach is watching me, right? So now they go and complete module 3. So they feel like you are interacting with them, even though it's automated.
Right.
So I think that's really cool.
Exactly. Triggers are meant to give that same experience when we really set them up, to give them that same experience like you're personally holding them accountable every day, right? Like you're their gym trainer checking in and making sure they did their diet every day of the week, and you're texting 50 clients. We do that automatically for you, right? So, I just want to make sure I covered everything on the slide, right? So triggers could go out through an app. They could go out through SMSs. Triggers are always kind of personalized, like EG was saying, to different aspects of the journey. I just like noting that the habit aspect. You could also note if the learners are doing a great job too. You could give them a that boy. If they aren't doing the work, you give them what's going on. Where are you? You haven't logged in. What's going on? So those type of things where we could really check in with people. But of course, you could just go into any dashboard in any system, and you could see who's done what and where people are in their last logins and check in with them. We just happen to make that process a little easier.
Way easier, I would say, yeah.
I'm trying to be modest, DJ. All right, great.
Finally, there's the fifth way to enroll live coaching clients with short, free online courses is to transition them into online coaching programs, like a MyQuest type program. Again, if you already have a great one that you're happy with and can do most of this, then you're fine. But if you need something else, then we'll introduce you to this one. But in the past, I would have to email every coaching client separately. And now with MyQuest, I can have hundreds of people in there, and they automatically get messages from me that seem customized for them, because they get it at the point in the program where they are. So I can, instead of coaching one person, I can coach 200, 300, or 1,000 at the same time, and they still feel that I'm right there coaching them. Like with the videos I said, they get a personalized video. They think, oh, he's really, he's here, he's with me. So they feel watched, they feel coached, and this again, it increases the completion rate. And also through these courses and through this interaction, you say, well, if you need help with this, go to or click on the link below, or click here to apply for a free coaching session, or sign up for my 3 discounted package, or sign up for my 6 weeks coaching program, right? So you invite them through your online coaching program, you invite them to hire you as your coach, as their coach.
Perfect examples. Perfect. Couldn't agree more. Right. So it's really important
Very
to,
powerful.
very powerful. But the other thing I wanted to say is, if you already have a program, apply some of this stuff. It's easy to apply some of this stuff. Having people go take actions, having people interact with you, giving yourself easy call to actions for them to authentically want your feedback and get on a call with you and create that opportunity. Go implement that into your course, right? We built everything around what we've discussed, so we want to make it a lot easier and more streamlined, but there's no reason you can't do it somewhere else. It's just a little bit more work, or sometimes more than a little bit more work, right? So the last thing is, like what I'm just talking about now, it's finding that platform. Look for a platform that could support action, feedback, and triggers, right? Don't settle for traditional content and learning that's, just focused on content delivery. It doesn't work. it works. It will get your knowledge out there, but it'll be just more static information. And, you know, if we want to develop that like, know, and trust, everything that we've kind of spoken about so far, and see that transformative results, you know, I would recommend finding a platform that really focuses on the action-based learning platform. And we could certainly help you with that. I think we're the best one out there to accomplish that. But, you know, furthermore, like, if you want, I think there's two components to doing the online course, right? There's getting eyeballs in, there's giving a value, there's getting the different strategies EG spoke about. But if somebody actually completes an online course from you, right, you want to retain them. Maybe you could actually then roll into a paid course and paid offerings, right? Or then you could, or then they'll maybe purchase, like we've been speaking, some of your coaching as well. But if they complete something, they see value, they've seen a change in their life just from taking a short online course with you, you're much more likely to close them to be a one-on-one coaching client. So you want to deliver the most value you possibly can in a course and see the most change you possibly can. Because if they saw change in just that, you know, they'll really be able to see, and they'll see it themselves. Wow, what if I was one-on-one coached by this person? That would be amazing. Right? What you know, she was able to do that in an online course. Wow. So I think that's the real.
That's what I forgot to mention in the fifth way to enroll life coaching clients with short courses is that that from the free course that you give them, you transition them into either MyQuest or any kind of online program you have. Give them 3, 4, 5 modules for free of your paid content. And then they see the value of those, and now they already, through the free course that they had, they developed that know, like, and trust. Now you also give them more, and then it will be, your closing rate will be 5 to 6 out of 10 people who will transition into that paid course. Or you can just give them a link to sign up for the paid course. But once they experience your free course, it's way easier to sign them up for an online coaching course. And with MyQuest, they can sign up to take the course like self-coaching, and they get coached by you, they see what you are communicating with them, or they can sign up to be also coached also by you in tandem with in parallel with the online coaching.
Yeah, and I'll go over that, I think, actually now, right? Or after this next slide, I'll go into some of the things that we offer, right? So just some tips and tricks, because we don't want to just leave you with those 7 tips, right? Always be organized. A lot of this was written by my project management team, and they are super organized. And their number one thing is the more you can organize your content, more powerful and easier everything is going to be. That's why we started off with putting things in folders, right? Going step by step, right? Being methodical, planning your work, working your plan, right? Getting things in folders, being organized, putting things, creating an outline, creating a plan, and then going in. And then once you have that outline, going in and filling in the work, filling in the missions, right? Another thing, I'll add another tip, right? So we have our step 1, getting all our choosing our topic. Step 2, organizing that information in the folder. Step 3, creating that outline, right? And then I would also say we start working that outline, creating the actions in, but we're building in our content, that action-based content, right? Put in the written content, then, and do that whole layer as one. And then this is how I like doing it. Then finding that audio-visual content, right? Maybe some of that is going to be, maybe some of that content is just going to be pictures. Maybe it's actually going to be recording videos. When it comes to recording videos, we'll just jump in, you know, it's another tip here, right? Create really simple videos, right? Me and EG right now are in our home offices. And, you know, I think, EG, you even have a green screen these days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're doing things, you know, I'm recording all my videos on my iPhone. I put a lav microphone in. EG, you wanna show us your secret to recording in your studio? You wanna pull down your boom for a second and show it off? You know, EG's got the super fancy setup. You know, but even a $30 lav microphone connected to your iPhone It's going to do a great job finding an affordable video editor online and creating those bite-size. The other reason bite-size micro-learning content and bite-sized chunks of content is so great, you only need 30 seconds, a minute video. You don't need this whole expensive video production. So especially if you go ahead, EG, you're right, chomping at the bit.
If any of you are like struggling, like how to create your videos, sign up for Zoom. It's free. I create most of my videos with Zoom. I can also pop up my green screen, and I can have any background behind me if I want some professional sales video or something, or some fancy module. I pop up the green screen, and Zoom allows me to do that. But yeah, you just do Zoom videos, then you chop it up, edit it, whatever.
That's a great
I don't
idea.
try to cut out your ahs and ums. If you stumble, whatever. You seem more human. Don't worry about making it like 100% perfect.
Yeah, leave that perfectionism at the door, right? 80-20, especially for what we're talking about here, especially for taking that first course and getting the machine moving. You know, keep it simple, leave perfection at the door, create the simple videos, be organized, and go in a step-by-step and organized manner. Those are kind of our biggest tips.
There was a young man, I can't remember his name, but he would giggle as he would deliver the content, and he had this thin voice, and he would mumble and stammer, but he would show us how to market our stuff online. Like he had like thousands of followers. His webinars, we always were like hundreds of them on the webinars, and he was a horrible, a delivery. He was horrible, but people don't care if you give them value. It doesn't matter if you stumble a little bit, you have ahs and ums. I think the biggest mistake to do is if you talk like this, that today we will cover 3 points. Point number 1 is, so, if you're really talking really slow and monotonous, I think that hurts, but anything else goes. You can have ahs and ums and stumble upon and say clock instead of, whatever.
But I would also just say practice makes perfect. I wasn't very comfortable on camera 4 years ago, and now I'm just having a normal conversation with EG right now.
Yeah.
And you guys happen to be joining us, which is even icing on the cake.
My first videos, I looked like I was constipated. I deleted from YouTube about 50 of my first videos. But I kept doing it, and now I can relax.
Yeah. Awesome. So guys, want to do 2 things. One, open it up to some questions, and then I also, let's open up to questions for right now. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody see themselves implementing action feedback trigger? Does anybody see any barriers to doing their first online course?
And some of you experienced the MyQuest platform. What did you think about it?
Yeah.
And I think you should start sharing a little bit about MyQuest, and then as the questions come in or comments, I will just let you know.
Yeah. So with MyQuest, thanks.
I know, Johnny. Yeah, you were in there a lot. We had lots of back and forth. I really enjoyed that interaction. And great job, by the way. Johnny finished her program, so congratulations for that.
Amazing. Congrats, Johnny. So the thing like we're talking about with MyQuest, right? And I don't want to necessarily dive into a MyQuest demo right now because that's not what the webinar is about, but just going back on the action-based learning model, right? And action, what we call at MyQuest, we have a AFT learning model, action, feedback, and trigger, that we kind of walked you through. Having people going out and taking actions, right? We went through that, getting people's feedback. Now on the feedback layer, right? Even on the action layer, let's talk about this. When people go out and take actions, we actually hold them built into the system. We actually want to hold them accountable to taking those, to going out and doing those actions. So we'll prompt them with that question built in the platform. Then when they answer that thought-provoking question, it's meant to transition to the feedback section to get their feedback so they could share it with a built-in community. It's like a built-in Slack or Facebook into the actual platform that we built in. or they could actually, like Johnny experienced, one-on-one coaching with EG. So we now make one-on-one coaching more accessible that's related to the content. So it's like an SMS conversation built into the platform around what people are doing. So just like we spoke about, ask them to record themselves and hop on a call to get review, go do the mission, and then ask the mentor to review, to ask questions to how they did, or what were your answers. And now, instead of hopping on a 30-minute call, EG could give the value in a one-on-one way, and customized coaching as easy it is to send a text. So, EG, you experience that. We say about 50 coaches, coaches in about a half hour can coach about 50 clients or so, because you're just writing a few text messages. A lot of times when I do some of my courses, I'll actually record a quick what's called Loom video. It's like a tool that allows me to record a video and instantly, and it records in the cloud. I put a link in, and I give people video feedback. But again, taking actions, giving personalized feedback. We also have a way of pairing people up and doing a buddy system. We have different ways of really making sure that feedback and that interaction actually happens, and making sure that action happens. And again, the triggering, right? Making sure we have a whole system built in to make sure those triggers happen. So action, feedback, trigger. We actually built the AFT learning model. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Professor Dan Ariely. He's a 5 times New York Times bestselling author. He's a Duke University professor. But Idam, my partner, is very good friends with him, and he actually helped us build the platform based on behavioral science, based off neuroscience, and based off the behavior and the behaviors and the neural cues that are actually transpiring in the real world, in one-on-one coaching, in real seminars, to not replicate what it looks like, but again, to replicate the behaviors behind it. So over the last 4.5, going on 5 years now, that's what we really built the MyQuest platform to do. Again, to make sure people could achieve their KPIs, right? So whatever that KPI is for you, right? Maybe that KPI for you is getting the most engagement so you could get on the most coaching calls, maybe to give the most value, right? Maybe it is, for a lot of our clients, it's actually moving the needle in sales, moving the needle in leadership, moving the needle in personal growth and development, right? But creating a real return on investment. Go ahead.
For those who don't know what KPI is, what is it?
Thank you. Sorry, thank you. I've been in startup world too long. Key performance indicator. I could even throw out OKR, EG. I think I'll stump you on that one.
Objectives, key results.
Yeah, all the same things. It's what specific, I think to use a specific measurable result. They'll use coaching terminology. All the same thing, right? But that's what we really look to achieve and look to accomplish with all the courses that we do.
And you just glossed over the buddy coaching, but the buddy coaching is actually built in to MyQuest. So not only you coach your clients, but you can also buddy them up, especially in free courses. That way you have less to do because they hold each other accountable. And then the coaching is really seamless, because at the end of each mission, they call them in MyQuest, they click on completed that module or that mission, and then it pops up a question that I put in, and it will say, so what did you think about today's module or mission? Were you able to easily implement what was your challenge with? So I put a couple of questions, and then they type in the answer, and then when I go in, I just click on my one-on-one coaching button, and I see all of my one-on-one coaching clients' answers to that question from that module. So it was really cool. Really, loved that feature.
Awesome. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, the one-on-one coaching and the buddy coaching, I think, are two of the features that we released recently that we're the most proud of. I think those are our some of our highlights for 2019.
So will you show us a little bit of the quest, or?
So I think what I'll do, if people are really, unless you insist, EG, I think what we'll do for our time now is, if people want to hear more and understand more about the MyQuest platform, you guys we could book a call. I'll put in a link that we can book a call with me. We'll email you that later. they could book a call with me and our team, and we'll actually give you guys your own personal demo as a thank you for coming here. And one of the things after that call that we like doing, EG, that I'll throw in for free is we'll actually build you guys out a mini course, and it'll kind of give you a really head start on this whole process, right? So if you guys are interested in the platform, my team will spend a few hours, take some of your content. It could be something like a blog post, a PowerPoint, anything that you guys have. They'll build you out a micro course for you guys
on
as
the
well.
MyQuest platform.
On the MyQuest platform, yeah.
Beautiful.
So I think that will be the best, because I don't want to take more time than an hour because I want to respect everybody else's time. So if you guys want, we'll shoot you everybody an email to book a call with us. We'll walk you through that demo. We'll understand your specific needs and how we can apply the AFT learning model to see your growth specifically. And then if at the end of that, we could actually build you out that micro learning platform, we'll throw that in for coming to this webinar. And also, we're also going to, EG has special pricing that we'll email as well. I think it's about 30% off our retail pricing. They'll also going to extend to you guys as well. So that means the platform starts at about $97 a month, right? We bill annually, but it starts at about $97 a month is EG special pricing. The normal pricing without EG is quite a bit more than that. So want to also extend that out to you guys as well. And then would love to, you're welcome. And then does anybody have any other questions for us? Is everybody excited to go out and build their first online course? Everybody going to go build that now?
And if you are at the very beginning of your coaching journey or consulting or speaking, then I'm also available to coach you. I have an opening coming up, so just let me know, and we can talk about it. And if you already have a business that's generating a couple of tens of thousands of dollars, and you want to grow, you want to double it or more, then Rob would be an excellent coach for that. He's taking on clients regularly as well. So talk to us about that. And I have a free diagnostic tool that I can send you. Just let me know, send me an email, and I can send you a diagnostic tool that will show you what you already have in place and what you still need to put in place. So just let me know if you want that diagnostic tool. I will send it to you.
Awesome. Yeah, until as EG said, also, if anybody, I'm happy to hop on a 15-minute coaching call if anybody who wants to see more performance. Again, I think I'm more focused on coaches that have been around for about 10 years or so and really looking to take their coaching to a business and really kind of start, how do I start, really automating things,
scale it a little bit, yeah.
Really the scaling world, and really taking my experience from startup world and kind of applying it to your business. That's where I really focus on. So I think, EJ, I want to thank you for hosting me.
My pleasure. It was overdue. We haven't had one of these in about a year.
No, we haven't. So and it's always great connecting with you. Me and EG both have a love for the water and the mountains, I think. So
and dancing, I think. Rob is an acro dancer. He's throwing people up in the air and twisting them and all that. Amazing.
That I am. All right. Well, thanks, guys. We have one more question from Candace. Let's learn how much coaching for beginners who are just learning to teach. I think that's, EG, I'll let you take that.
Yeah. Shoot me an email. I'm really affordable. My income comes mostly from my courses and from more advanced clients. So for the new coaches, I give a price that they can afford. So just talk to me, and I have a couple of options. So send me an email, and I'll give you all the details.
All right. Great. All right, guys.
Great having you,
Thanks
Rob.
so much.
Great having you all. And if you're watching the recording, make sure to send us a message. Let us know how you like the presentation, or if you have any questions, we'll be around. So wishing you all lots of success.
Thanks, guys. Take care.